meeting to order. Pursuant to Governor Baker's March 12th, 2020 order suspending certain provisions of the open meeting law and the governor's March 15th, 2020 order imposing strict limitations on the number of people that may gather in one place, the various boards and committees representing the town of Grafton will conduct their public meetings and hearings via remote participation. No in-person attendance of the members of the public will be permitted. We'll start off with a roll call. Jen Thomas. John Stevens here. Whoop,
Here.
sorry,
here.
I'm trying to go quick. I know Jim's got us on a tight schedule. Kristen, I think she's going to be absent. I think Justin is here. He said he was maybe going to be late, but he's here.
Yep, I'm here.
Paul? Here. Even though he's muted. Ken?
Here, sorry.
I don't see Ken.
I know
Jim?
Ken's coming.
Okay, Jim?
Yes, here he is.
Yeah.
And
just got-
Sandy, I
I just
know I
got
saw
it,
Sandy.
I'm here.
There's Ken. Ken, you want to say here?
Hey.
And Brooke.
Here.
Okay, I believe that's everybody. So the only person is Kristen. Okay. Joanne sent out several sets of minutes. A little bit of clarification. If we post a meeting, we have to have minutes. And so a lot of them are just basically, we had a public hearing or we had town meeting, that there was no group conversation, but that's what the bulk of those are. And then we have one set of minutes from last month's meeting.
Do you want me to pull them up onto the screen?
Does anyone need that?
No.
Okay. Hearing that no one needs an additional review of the minutes. Do I have a motion? Do we want to accept them
So
all
moved.
together?
Yep, so moved.
Okay, I have a motion from Jim. Do I have a second?
Second.
I heard Brooke and I don't know who else.
It was Paul.
Paul?
All right, let Brooke have it. You can have all the
Okay.
glory.
Okay, let Brooke. Motion and a second. No, any further discussion?
Should we call out the dates just for anyone that's
Just-
following along?
For the recording, the dates are March 4th of 2020, June 3rd of 2020, June 4th of 2020, June 10th of 2020, October 19th of 2020, and then March 25th of 2021. I think it was March 25th, right? Yeah.
That's correct.
Okay, no further discussion. All those in favor, starting with Jen,
Aye.
John Stevens, aye, Kristen, absent, Justin,
Aye.
Paul,
Aye.
Ken,
Aye.
Jim,
Aye.
Sandy,
Aye.
Brooke,
Aye.
motion carried. Ken, do you want to, he sent out the treasurer's report. Do you
Okay.
want to
Sure.
review that?
Sure.
You know what, Ken, I gotta give you, hang on, I forgot to do this. Here, I've got it right here. Does that work?
Yep.
Actually, if you can give me control of it, I can at least
I'm
know
happy to,
what I'm
Yep.
talking about.
absolutely, all right. You
There
should
we
be
go.
good.
All right, does everybody see that?
Yes.
Okay. I'm calling up this current year, not ended yet. And the only thing I just want to remind everybody that we've gotten this emergency rental assistance was returned. I reported that probably last month or so. $195,000 came back. So that left us with remaining funds for everything of $463,000 ending this coming fiscal year. Okay, switching to next fiscal year. This is 2022. We have a surcharge estimate here of 2.5% more than we estimated before. It's just, we just pick a number. It's usually pretty close. But the good news this month is that the State Department of Revenue has come up with an estimate now of what the state match is going to be. And the good news is it's up to 32.3%. And that's is $52,000 more than we had been estimating up until now. So we just got an extra $50,000. So, but that caused us to recalculate the open space, rather the 10% reserves, which you see here. So we recalculated them, and we recalculated the budgeted reserve number, which are going to go into the warrants that Joanne has prepared. So we are, we're going to be voting on the Lions Club rehabilitation, $175,000. We're going to vote on the New England Village Parks and the invasive weeds. And that's it for this fiscal year. So there's still plenty of money in reserve for, any projects that may come down the pike. So we're in good shape. That's it. Any questions?
No, except Ken, the bond payments will come out too at this time.
Right. Yeah, the bond payments are coming out here, and we have year 13 of the Pill Farm and year 7 of both of 20 for the Grafton Common. So time is going on, and they're going to be about that much every year for the remainder of those bonds. So we're in good shape there too.
I move we
Motion to
accept the treasurer's report.
treasurer's report.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to accept the treasurer's report. Any discussion? All those in favor? Brooke,
Yes.
Sandy,
Yes.
Jim,
Aye.
Ken,
All right.
Paul,
Aye.
Justin,
Aye.
John Stevens, I, Jen.
Hi, I'm a little confused why I was first and now I'm last. As being a T, I'm used to
Because
being
I'm
end
keeping
of
you
the
on your
alphabet,
toes.
but
I was
you know,
gonna
it's
say,
okay.
I was
You're
gonna say.
the one that
Brooke,
got thrown
I'm
off, Jen. I
put
think
you
he
at
was
the
trying
end.
to catch me sleeping.
Oh,
I just went
maybe.
from the bottom up.
Maybe. I just, I'm used to being at the end because I'm a T, but that was throwing me off. So I'm much more comfortable at the end.
Okay, well, we'll
That's like the anchor, Jen.
mix you around. I'm not at home and I cannot pull up the agenda. The only agenda, Joanne, that I'm pulling up is the draft one, which is missing stuff.
Yep, so the next item, John, is the 2021 Spring Town Meeting warrant articles.
Okay, that
Which-
I did get.
Ken already talked a little bit about the fact that we changed the reserve numbers in the big accounting article.
Right.
One of the things you'll need to think about are the finance committee meetings will be coming up.
Oh yeah, FinCom.
Yeah,
Should be easy.
Yeah, I don't know have they hired a new person?
no, Sue's still doing it.
Oh, she's still
Sue
doing it?
Fiasco? Yeah.
Okay. I haven't heard from her yet, so I'm sure that'll be coming up shortly.
Okay.
Okay, so next on the agenda.
Then it's just the project updates.
Okay, let me go back to the,
I can, if it's all right with you, I found out some information, the open space and recreation plan.
okay,
Chris McGoldrick let me know that it has been sent back to CMRPC to finalize, and then it will be sent on to the state. So that's exactly kind of where we had thought it was. Conditional approval, the select board have endorsed it. It's moving along. Should be completely finalized very shortly.
Okay,
With
good.
the Institute Woods Trail feasibility study, he is going to look into it again for us, but he believes that this was completed under Joe Layden. We just are having a difficult time finding what the hard
Report.
copy of it and exactly where it is, but it's just not something that has been on his radar since coming on board. So he's going to look for that next week for us. And then going a little out of order on this sheet, he did confirm for me that regarding historic resources inventory, that we have been reimbursed the $13,320 from Mass Historical.
Okay. And Ken, did that show up in our? That's my concern, is that it gets posted back to us rather than the general fund.
Well, excuse me, what posting are you referring to?
The Mass Historical Commission awarded the Grafton Historical Commission a grant to update the architectural inventory for Grafton. And it's a reimbursement grant, and there's no money in the town to pay for that. So what we did is we provided the full amount, and with the understanding that when the reimbursement was received from the state, that would be put back in if it was historic reserves that it came out of, or whichever pot. So
Good catch.
I just
I
want to
think,
make sure because it crossed two town accountants and two town planners. So I would just want to make sure, it's, even though it's less than $15,000, that's somebody's grant, that we could give. So.
Right, and you can almost guarantee that it isn't going to be handled properly.
No,
Well, just
it
that
went
they
in.
don't-
I'm looking at it. I'll send this to you, Ken. Mary Lauria sent me the 2021 revenue statement for 12/31/2020 to 1/6/2021. And Fund 28, Community Preservation. The issue might be whether or not it went back to the proper account of hours that it came out of, but it looks like it's in our
Right.
fund.
Right,
Okay.
so if you want to send her something and me something about that, we can check into it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we'll have to dig back and find out what account it came from.
Yep.
If it came from a reserve, it should go there. Otherwise, it goes into undesignated.
Okay. So the next project on the list is the Town Records Archival Project.
Paul.
I have not heard anything further from Candy on it, and to be completely transparent, I have not reached out to her. So I will plan to do that before our next meeting.
Okay.
So John, historic
Yes.
gravestones.
I'd say if it doesn't get done this summer or fall, then we just say it needs to get turned back. That I'll try to, the problem that I have is that the contact that I had with the gentleman that was going to do the work was from Cambridge, but all that email was on my town email. And I don't know what's happened to that town. I can't access my old town email.
Okay, well, you got real defensive. I actually had some news, like.
Oh, you do? No, I was going to say, it's like, if we don't get it done, then I'll just say.
Right.
let it go.
So my hometown is doing a historic gravestone preservation project. I got the name of a guy. I'm going to send it to you.
Okay.
All right.
Paul, do you want to do an update on the common restoration?
Be happy to. So since we last met, we went out to bid. We had a lot of interest generated. We had 11 different general contractors request paperwork and reviewed it. And we ended up getting 4 bids. And very happy to say that we've accepted JAM or JAM Corporation as our lowest qualified bid. And they came in at well below what we had anticipated. So their bid was $297,119. And that puts us in really, really good shape with the project. Actually met with the contractor on Monday, Andy DeShane and I did. And he's going to be doing some backroom stuff. Obviously, we got to get the contract signed and all. But in addition to that, we are having an arborist that will be on site. And so they're going to sync up with them. We also have Hammerworks, who is already working on our lanterns that will be in the archways. So they're going to sync up with them. Their business is literally located around the corner from Hammerworks. So that's kind of cool. But at any rate, it's definitely moving forward, which is exciting. The town did reach out to us before we had gotten the bids in with a little bit of a surprise. The sprinkler system that is in place on the common apparently is not up to code in that the access for the backflow preventer is below ground, and in today's code it needs to be above ground. So there's a need to do that. They were looking for us to absorb that. At the time we met with them, we weren't sure whether we would be able to afford that as part of it. It's a necessary part of this project because once we're done, we're going to have new grass and we need to water it. So we're going to work with them to figure out a plan. We haven't really had a chance to discuss it. It's not going to be horribly obtrusive, but it is above ground in an area close to the Grafton country store. And so we want to figure out how we can best kind of camouflage that. One idea we have, and we know there's the old town drinking fountain that was restored a few years back that has been temporarily housed in the fire station. And I know number of folks have been looking for a way to have that out where people can actually more readily see it. And so perhaps there's a way for us to incorporate that with a way to disguise this this backflow preventer that has to be above ground. So good news all the way around. We're excited, and you're going to be seeing probably in about a month's time work beginning.
So Paul, just a quick question. You said it was substantially left and you got a whole bunch of contractors doing it. Did you have like a group of contractors around one price, or was they all out of whack?
Kind of all out of whack. We had
Okay.
a high of 674,000. Obviously the 297 was the low. We had another one at 359,755, which was right in the ballpark. And then another one that was close to the high one at 595.6.
Okay. It's
So-
just a,
Paul,
it's
what
kinda-
was,
oh, I'm sorry.
Go
It's
ahead.
just an
No, no.
indication. It's just an indication of how good the documents are. Or the understanding of the contractor of what they have to do. It makes me a little scared that you have that. You have one that's, almost 3 times what the lowest one is. So it's just, I don't know. It's a small project, so you might have that typically. I don't know if anyone else has thoughts on that.
We
No,
spent a great
I
deal
had
of
the same.
time. We had spent a great deal of time on these engineering documents. Quite frankly, we were almost double what we had estimated for a cost to put together the engineering documents, and we worked on them for 2 years. They are very extensive and complete, so I have no concerns with that. And Andy was very involved with it as well. Jeff Walsh did a great job with the detail. So I have no concerns in that. I think we have a good bid, and even if there was a miss, certainly with this low bid, we have capacity to have a change order if necessary. But I don't anticipate it.
Paul, what was your budget? You said it was substantially below your budget. So what did you budget?
So we were at approximately 670,000. We have a little over 600,000 left with the expenses that we've had to date. So this is at roughly half of what we had remaining.
Yeah, I just want to echo Sandy's thing a little bit. I mean, I hope everything you're saying is right, but if something's coming in half of what you even envisioned it to be, it just kind of sends up a red flag that something's missing. Either they've missed something or we've missed something, or it just seems so out of whack that they're half as much.
If they were the
Um,
only one with a low bid, I would have that feeling too. But the other one, there are two that were high and two that were lower. So
Okay.
I'm confident in what we have out there. Actually, the contractor, the owner is a Grafton graduate. He grew up in Grafton and has a connection to the town and is really interested in seeing this project move forward because he's got a connection.
Great.
We'll stay on top of that, though. We've got Andy as the project manager. We'll be right on top of things.
Okay, any other comments or questions regarding the Grafton Common Restoration Project? Weights and measures is done, historical recess is done. Lions Club, engineering and recreational improvements.
Spoke with Dennis Perrin, and he tells me that it's the same, that they're right where they were before, so there's nothing new to report.
Okay, thank you. So I'm sure Justin Cisco's the same thing, just coming out of winter.
Yeah, I haven't reached out to her this past month just because I know there's nothing that's gone on with the timing from what she told me last time. So
It'll probably be summertime. That's typically when they get their work done, so.
of course,
And then the rental assistance, we've heard that. And then there's an update on the recreation ADA projects. There was a problem at Airport Park, and based on the drawings, the mats were put partially
Jim?
over the field.
I've got the email from Jen Anderson. Do you want me to just read it?
Sure.
Does that help? Okay. Hello, John. Spring has sprung and work has commenced on the CPC funded ADA improvement project in our parks. The pathway through the main entrance of Norcross Park has been paved, and the perimeter path at Airport was almost complete when we came to learn a section of the pathway was overlapping a portion of one of the field's outfields. So it has been removed and will be rerouted. A change order for this work has been submitted to the select board and is anticipated to be adopted at their May 4th meeting. Enough funding remains from the original CPC article to make this adjustment. And then she adds, thank you for your support of this project and hope we'll be wrapping it all up in the next few months. I'll put this in the minutes. Okay, I'll
Okay.
attach it to the minutes. Kristen couldn't be here tonight and nor could Jen. That's why she sent that in.
Any questions or comments about that project? Okay.
That was it. One of the things, John, I'll take emergency rental assistance off the list of the projects. And if I find out that Institute Woods is actually complete, I'll take that off as well. Does that sound good?
Mhm.
Okay.
The historical resources inventory can come off as well.
Okay.
And the, where'd it go? Weights and measures.
That
Actually, I take that back. I take that back because there's still the issue of getting it moved.
correct.
And so, yeah, I take that back. And I think, I don't know if that was on the agenda that was actually filed, but we discussed, we won't have a meeting in May. Typically, we don't meet, but typically we have town meeting, but we don't have any, unless there's a need to meet. But in June, we will be having a public hearing to go over the preservation plan, gather input, and then also do our grant workshop that will have the, I believe it's William, try to put some information on the web and Facebook and whatnot to advertise that that's an opportunity for people to come to us for help with a grant application for us. And typically, I think Joanne said that that should have been in this, at this meeting, and that kind of snuck up on us. COVID has reared its ugly head. It's really hard to keep track of all this when we're not really meeting face to face and being able to review things a little more carefully. So, but that's not a problem. They'll still have plenty of time to submit an application following that meeting.
The June public hearing, that's not about the summer warrant articles, right?
No, the public hearing going forward, Jim, will actually be to get input from the residents about the CPA plan.
Okay.
Because that was, remember, we always used to hold a public hearing before every town meeting, when in fact, what we really needed to be doing was just holding the one, just to get their input on maybe areas that we should be focusing on, or thoughts residents had about the
Yeah.
plan.
Now that you've said that, I remember. But I just got confused for a minute. So
And
We'll
then-
keep each other honest.
Joanne and I discussed yesterday, and I want to make sure my understanding is right, that the selectmen will do reappointments for all committees in June.
Yeah.
And so our meeting is at the end of June. So the understanding is that all the appointments will have been made, and then we'll do our annual
Reorganization, the only thing is
Reorganization.
if somebody new is appointed to the committee, they will not take effect till July 1st. So you might want to put off reorganizing until July. It'll be, the committee can talk about it in June.
Okay, because one of the things to think about is that should a new person to CPC, should there be a new person, be one of our officers who doesn't have any experience on the committee. That's the only concern that I might have.
yeah, I would think we want to reorganize in June with the people that have been on the board the whole year.
We can talk about that in June, at least for me. Someone that may have experience on boards or running meetings or being a clerk in other boards, that would be, to me, somebody that I might consider for an officer role. And I think they would be good to have them as a, voice in the voting. But that's, if there is someone new, we don't know that yet. And we can reorganize at any time. I don't have to do it in June or July. We could do it multiple times in a year if we wanted to.
Will that affect the amount of my stipend, Justin?
You'll get double for every reorg.
I get more for every reorg.
With the 15th pick in the 2021 draft, motion to adjourn.
Second.
Gwen, is that it?
That was all I had.
Last item.
Okay, I have a motion, and I thought I had a second.
Second,
A motion and a second. So I'm gonna rock your world, Jen Thomas. Ken Holberger.
Hi.
Oh,
Jim.
did you not wait for me to say aye?
I didn't say your name. I said I'm
Oh,
gonna rock your world.
All right, all right. I'll wait. I'm gonna patiently wait.
Ken,
I think this is an all-time record for our short meeting.
It sure is. I was just thinking the same thing.
Good job, Chairman.
Nice job, John.
well, it all goes to Mr. Gallagher, who snipped us right off at 7:30. Ken, Jim,
Aye.
Sandy,
Aye.
Brooke,
aye.
Jen Thomas,
Aye.
John Stevens, I, Justin,
Aye.
Paul Scarlett,
Aye, aye.